Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and this is the lovely Julia. Hello, Julia.
Hello, lovely Richard.
Where are we today?
We are in Southease.
We are in Southease, which is about 5 miles south of Lewes in East Sussex, and we're going to have a little look at the church here. Do you know what the church is called?
St. Peter.
There we go, look at that, she's done her research. And then we're going to have a little stroll down to the river, which is the River Ouse. So, shall we have a ooze? Mm-hmm. Shall we have a quick look at the church?
Let's have a gander, yes.
Yeah. What I should say is that the church is on the South Downs Way route. So if you're one of those walkers, it's a handy thing. You go through the valley, the Ouse Valley, and you'll come up the other side. You go over a bridge, but before you get there, you pass St. Peter's. But if you're a walker, here's something very useful. Look at that, a tap. So you not only can you get water for yourself, but if you've got a dog, there's a nice little bowl below, and also
a soap for washing your hands.
Soap, yeah. So you can have a good old clean up here, which is quite a nice little station.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Let's
handy.
Go. Hey, you're very handy. Let's go and have a look at the church. First thing I've noticed about this church is the west tower. It's circular. It's made of flint. It's very difficult to make square towers when it's just flint and rubble if you don't use coins, because the coins, the bricks at the sides, or the stones, they are what hold the faces in. But if you make it circular, as they do here, and in Norfolk I remember, it's much easier. So you often see in a flinty area conical shaped towers and spires with shingles on the top. And I know Julia's noticed something already right at the front.
Yeah, I always notice them. The iron boot scraper.
Ah, iron boot scraper. What does that tell us, Julia?
It's an 18th century adaptation.
It is. You're quite right. And so you can scrape your boots from all the mud over the fields.
All the horse muck and, well, every muck.
Yes. Unfortunately, church is closed at the moment until further notice, which is a shame because it'd be lovely to go in like so many of the churches, but hey.
Alas, not today.
Not today. Now, I've got a viewer who always gets upset if I walk the wrong way round a church. I didn't know there was a correct way.
Is there a superstitious thing about it?
I think there is. I don't know what it is, that if you go that way round the church instead of that way. Yeah. So I'm going to do that because I'm a rebel.
Or is it Widdershins? Is that what they call it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So shall I meet you around that side?
Yep, I'll meet you up.
Let's do that. So I'm going to stroll round. I don't really understand why there would be a right way and a wrong way, and maybe if you can elaborate on that, that would be great. But it's lovely to come round to the east window here, which looks like actually it's quite a modern east window, and then back up and we'll see. Oh, there she is, look, right down at the end. One of the things I like about this graveyard particularly is it's just been left to grow, and so we've got lots of wild flowers in here, and sometimes the graveyard and the flowers in it can be very ancient because basically it's not ploughed up, it's not done anything, and some of those old seeds have been in the ground for centuries. The only people that dig it up are the grave diggers, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the lime trees encircling?
Oh yes.
They're very uniform and lovely.
They are. I wonder how old they are. They're quite tall, aren't they?
They're quite tall.
There's a noticeable grave up ahead.
Yes.
Shall we have a look?
Yes.
So this is one of the war graves, and it's quite sad, isn't it, Julia?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was 41 when he passed.
So this is Sergeant A.J. Vaughan, who was a pilot in the RAF, and he died on the 6th of April 1941, aged 41. And yeah, 20. Did I say 26?
Yeah.
And of course, he's got the Churchill quote down here that never so many owed so much to so few. And it's quite true. And there's an aeroplane circling overhead.
Beautiful, isn't it? Very lovely carving.
Very poignant. We're just going to make our way down to the river now, and we're crossing what they call the Green. But this is, a very quiet and very small little hamlet, really, isn't it, Julia?
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, look at these beautiful old thatched cottages behind us, with the tractor running around in your front garden.
Roaring around.
Roaring around. But what a lovely, quiet place, rural place to live. I'd love to live somewhere like this.
I love the wild cherry tree outside the church there with the 2 swings on it.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Walking eastwards now, away from the village. Sorry about the aeroplane in the background. We notice behind us we've just passed a tiny little brook where there's an enormous amount of willows lining the brook. Yeah. And then here, on these little channels, because I imagine this would flood ordinarily without these drainage ditches, just down here, lots of these reeds and things. And we saw a thatched cottage as we went through the Green. So I assume originally this was an area where you could get all that thatch for your cottage.
Possibly.
Tasty. Coming up to the River Ouse now, and it's a great wide-ish river. It's a lovely river, actually. I do like it. It's the river that Virginia Woolf committed suicide in. Rodmell is just up there, and one day when she was in full depression mode, she filled her pockets with stones, as they say, and she took her life in the river. I wouldn't want to do that personally. But it winds its way up, and in the distance you've got Mount Caburn. You've got where Julia and I went on a walk some time ago.
Up past Cliff.
Yeah, up past Cliff and on the nature.
Nature reserve. That was lovely.
Now this bridge is interesting because this bridge turns. It's a swing bridge, yes. And there's a mechanism. We just had some food on the bank actually, and I was just looking at the bridge thinking, it's a bit unusual, isn't it? But actually, it's got this cog mechanism which swings the bit that we're on out so that large boats could go up to Lewes. I don't know when it was last ever used, but it used to be navigable, the river, for some distance.
Yeah, it's got a really interesting swing mechanism joint thing underneath there. You got pictures, didn't you?
I did.
Excellent, yeah.
If you've got the time, you can walk either side of the river and you can get right down to Newhaven, down to the port there, and have a look at the town and do whatever you do in Newhaven, I guess. We're not doing that. We're just going to go a little bit further, basically up to the railway crossing, and then it'll take you onto the A26, which is the main. There's 2 roads into Newhaven from Lewes. There's the A26, which is on the east side, and on the west side, the quieter side, is the route that we've actually taken, which is via Northease, Rodmell and Southease. And you get to see the church.
Yes,
which
really lovely church.
Yeah, well, it's lovely.
Definitely worth that.
Well, we've arrived now at the station and the crossing and the railway, and this is Southease, which is well, I guess it's about half a mile from the actual village, of course, but there's nowhere else, so hence Southease. And there's the crossing, which Julia's just worked out that you can cross by using a pedestrian gate here rather than waiting, as I assumed, for the barrier to lift, because I guess a car must activate the barrier then, I'm assuming. But we're, yeah, because otherwise how would it know to go up? Unless you, unless you...
that button or something.
Yeah, see, we don't know anything, do we? We just don't do our research. We just plunge in with our two left feet. Yeah, there you go. So, well, that's it really for today's video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our little jaunt round here. Hope Joseph's he's had some food and he's had something to drink, haven't you, Joseph? What have you thought?
Yeah, I liked it.
He has been out and about, only just not on camera this time. It's quite hot, isn't it? It's quite humid today.
Yeah. Much hotter than we were expecting.
Yeah. Anyway, give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on another walk another time.
Yes.
Till then, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.